If we look at the road safety scenarios in India, road traffic crash and resulting fatalities has become a major public health hazard in the country. We have nearly 4.5 lakh road accidents every year and nearly 1.5 lakh deaths. 1.5 lakh deaths, which is equivalent to more than 400 deaths every day, almost like every day one aircraft crash on Indian roads, and the loss is enormous. It is equivalent to 3% of the GDP just because of the road accident and resulting impacts. And just imagine how the country is struggling to achieve higher GDP growth. India ranks number 1 among all the 199 countries in terms of road accidents, and we share almost 11% of the accident related deaths in the world. Not a good thing to tell, right? When the Brasilia agreement was signed in 2015, countries committed 50% reduction in road accident and deaths by 2020. What is the reality? The reality is, if we look at the data between 2015 and 2019, there is a 10% reduction in the road accident and 3% increase in the road fatality. Of course, if you consider the data between 2015 and the very recently published data in 2020, things are much better. However, we must understand that this 2020 and around that time, what is the impact of the COVID? Many cases it was completely locked down and the traffic was really less. So, no wonder why around this time the number of road accident and fatalities, it has come down. Going with the 2019 data, if you look at the share of fatalities by different road user groups, it is observed that pedestrians, bicycles and two-wheelers, they are all vulnerable road user. Why we call them vulnerable road user? Because they do not have a protection or shield. If you are sitting inside a vehicle, you have the protection. First the car body will try to protect you, but if a person, a pedestrian is hit by a vehicle, directly the pedestrian is getting injured, right. So, they are called vulnerable user. Even two-wheeler user, motorcycle users are all also vulnerable user, right. So, 57% includes pedestrian, bicycles and two-wheeler. So, the significant involvement in the road accident fatalities, and now we are happy that the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, they target 50% reduction in road accident and deaths by 2024. We welcome this decision and target, but we need to do something little different if we really want to achieve a 50% reduction by 2024. Something different with our present infrastructure, with our present road user behavior, with our present constraints, something different if we really want to achieve our dream, and it's, I should say, it's the dream of the country. Let's look at it, why we are saying that focus on speeding among all other issues. It's nearly 71% of the accidents are happening because of speeding. Similarly, 67% fatalities are happening simply because of speeding. So, speeding is one reason which is contributing to 71% of the road accident and 67% of the fatalities. So, if we want really a significant reduction within a short time, we must focus on the speeding aspect, can't ignore it. There is no other way. Second, look at this graph, very interesting findings. If a pedestrian is hit by a car, that is shown by the red line, first line, the different impact speed what is the fatality risk starting from 0 to 100. Next is a car hitting an object. Third, it is a side impact, a car crashing with another car. And the fourth one is a head on collision between two vehicles, which often happen on undivided two-lane road or single or intermediate lane road. So, you can clearly see higher the speed, the fatality risk increase drastically. So, it matters. People will make error, all of us will make error in so many works. So, drivers, okay, some will violate, that is a different thing, that should be handled with enforcement, proper enforcement. But it is not possible that drivers will not make errors. Drivers may make error, accidents may occur, but how we can still save the life. So, it shows that the fatality risk is really influenced by the impact speed. So, wherever pedestrians are there, wherever bicyclists are there, they are exposed to high speed traffic. It is, we know that the accidents may happen, and we also know that accidents, if happen, it is likely to be a fatal accident. In fact, we traffic engineers, we do not like to say it accidents. It is not that something just has happened. We believe that the accidents, there are definite reasons for road crashes. We call it road crashes. There are definite reasons for road crashes. We know where there is high possibility, or for road crashes where there is high possibility of having fatality because of the road crashes. The reasons are known, the risks are known clearly, where it is higher, where it is lower. It is our choice now that whether we want to take adequate interventions to save life and bring benefit to the larger society. Look at this, why we are saying focus on speeding. There is significant involvement of vulnerable road user in accident and fatalities. I have shown it earlier. This graph shows if a person is hit by a car and if the car is traveling at 30 km/h speed, the chance or the risk of fatality is only about 10%. The same person is hit by a car, and if the car speed is 50 km/h, the risk of fatality is more than 80%. It is scientifically proved. We know it. It is a choice now for us that where we do not have proper pedestrian facility, we do not have proper infrastructure. Yes, infrastructure development takes time, and the complexity is enormous. Government is trying to build infrastructure at a very high speed, but we know still it takes longer time. There are land acquisition issues, there are many other practical issues, but recognize that speed is the culprit. Person could be saved. Look at our own condition. We have tremendous physical and fiscal constraints. Many cases, many parts of India, the population density is really high. Getting a road passing through an area even 5 km, 10 km without any roadside development is very difficult. So, we have to understand where we live, our population density, our constraint. Land availability is a big issue. I personally know that a number of projects taken up by the Government of India and various other state governments could not be executed simply there is no land. Land acquisition could not be done. Nobody is ready, nobody is willing to give the land. That much precise. So, there are constraints why the infrastructure is deficient. It is not question of blaming. We fully appreciate what the governments are trying to do at their level. They are really building the infrastructure, and infrastructure is getting developed day by day, but it takes time. So, shall we accept fatality? Shall we accept higher death during this period, or we should take an alternative arrangement? That is the issue. So, that is why we need to do focus on the speeding. We have tremendous significant roadside development. You see that road is used virtually for all purposes other than traffic. The priority of the traffic is low. Can we change it overnight? We cannot do. We have mix of motorized, non-motorized vehicle. Even some cases non-standard vehicles are plying on highways which are primarily for mobility. You can see, I have shown some of the photographs, roadside markets, and then such kind of overloading in non-standard vehicle. There also many cases they are using primary roads, higher order roads. Lack of lane discipline, nobody knows. We have never taught drivers how to drive on a multi-lane facility. The lane choice is utter chaos, right? And all this will take time to rectify. Again, please, no blame, but accept the reality. The efforts are on, everybody is trying to improve, but all I am trying to say, it takes time. Intermediate and immediate impact, if we really want to achieve our vision of reducing the road accidents and fatalities drastically, with all such constraints, the only way is to focus on the speed. This is another interesting thing. What happens? It is scientifically shown and known all over the world among scientific community that if we are driving at a higher speed, our field of vision narrows down. If you are driving slow, you can see much bigger portion of the road, right. So, anybody is coming, going, object, any moving vehicle or an object or a child coming on the carriageway, all this you can see. But as you are driving at higher speed, your concentration goes on the road and your field of vision get narrows. I have shown it here. On an average, you will be astonished, and it's something which is again known, scientifically known. On an average, an increase of speed by 1 kilometer per hour, I am just talking about 1 kilometer per hour, increase the risk of crash by 3%. Every kilometer increase in speed, 3% higher risk of crash, and 4 to 5% increase of risk of fatal crash. Can you imagine what is the role of speed in the context of road crashes and fatalities? For an example, just let me give you an example. It is not only the pedestrians outside. Just consider a occupant, a person sitting inside a car. The likelihood of death will be 20 times higher if the speed of the car changes from 30 to 80. That means, whatever will be the risk of fatality if the car meets with an accident. If the car is traveling at 30 km per hour, vis-a-vis the car is 80 km per hour, the same occupant inside the vehicle will have 20 times higher likelihood of death. So, do not think that speed management is necessary only for the pedestrians and bicyclists. Yes, for them, but also for other road users, even those who are inside, right, and where there is high risk of accidents or crash. This is another slide, look at it. I have shown here what happens. Suppose a school boy, because of their age or so, was playing and just suddenly come on the road, and the boy is at a 30-meter distance from a car approximately. So, if the car is traveling at 30 km, car will stop, nothing happens. 40 km, nothing happens. 50 km, it will just hit, but hit only with a speed of 29 km per hour theoretically. That means, less than or about 30 km per hour. If the same vehicle is traveling at 60, 70 or 80, can you imagine at what speed the car will actually hit that child? Correspondingly, more than 50 or let us say grossly 50, 70 and 80 kilometer per hour. And you remember my earlier slide, what happens? If the 60, 70, 80 kilometer per hour, any human being is hit by a vehicle, what is the chance of fatality? Can we understand? Can we get convinced? Right? So, appropriate speed limit commensurate with roadway traffic and user environment is the need of the hour if we want to fulfill our dream of the country to reduce the accidents and fatalities within a short time. Speed management. Speed management is not just declaring the speed limit. Yes, that is one important thing, but we need comprehensive speed management. That means speed zones, speed limits, there are all engineering treatments which are necessary. Engineers are there for that purpose. I will not discuss that part here. Enforcement, legal framework, education, capacity building, monitoring, evaluation, everything. We need all out a team effort if we want to achieve something bigger within a short time with all such constraints, looking at our country, looking at our road, looking at our road user, looking at our vehicles, everything. Coordinated speed management can reduce the crash count up to 40%. It is shown. Significant impact also on reducing severity and socioeconomic loss. Right? So, unfortunately, in Indian condition, also many other countries, emerging and developing nations, drivers do not recognize the risk associated with speeding. I do not blame them, I blame myself, right, because I am also a traffic engineer or a transportation engineer, and we actually have not given adequate knowledge to drivers before we give them the driving license. Again, nobody to be blamed, because the complexity was not so high. If you look at the thing the way it was done earlier there was not much problem, not much traffic, not much travel. Now the world has changed. So, we are also changing, but it takes time. It takes time. The licensing procedure is also changing and all the things are moving in a very positive direction. I am only saying such a huge country, you want to change the system, you do the betterment, it takes time. Lot of efforts you put, maybe after 5 years you will see the actual effect in the real world. Right? You stringent, you make the driving license very stringent today, tomorrow morning you are not going to get the impact. That impact will come over years. Right? So, it takes time, and in between we have to think differently and focus on the speed. Let us look at it. 84 countries in the world have speed limits under 50 kilometer per hour in urban areas, and these countries are not only the developing or underdeveloped countries. Nearly the whole Europe and many other developed countries they have. And if you look at and also the low income countries, middle income countries, they are also included. So, it is shown, look at the green and the orange part in the maps. They are the countries where actually this urban area speed limit is within 50 kilometer per hour. And you see, those are the country where the accident and fatalities are also lower. Should we not learn from them to save our own people and to make our system better? As conclusion, I will say mobility is important, but not at the cost of safety and life. Please go and talk to a family who has lost the earning member of the family in road accident or road fatality. You will understand what is the impact. It cannot be quantified, in terms of money, enormous loss. And we know that in our country speeding is the major issue of road accident and fatalities, and the role of speed management is crucial for enhancing road safety. We understand that our present infrastructure, our roadside environment, our vehicle, our road users accept that, accept the reality, accept that the changes are happening. It is all in a positive note. The changes are happening in right direction. You will see a different India tomorrow, but it will take time, not all on a sudden. The systematic way, the way things are happening, it will bring transformation, but it takes time. It is not so easy to change the user behavior, driver characteristics, sort out all the infrastructure related issues. So, intermediate or in between, if we want to really improve our performance, if we want to save people, if we want to bring down the road accident and fatality, we have to focus on the speed management, and speed is the single entity which can bring lot of benefit. So, I appeal to all of you, join hands to appreciate any initiative related to speed management, and also please commit to travel at a speed which is safe for road users. Do not do speeding, do not violate the speed limit. It is dangerous. It is dangerous for you, your family and the country as a whole. Thank you so much.